So it was a full moon last night. This is being present day of the time that we know it is. You know, it was a full moon on the 7th. So not last night, but on the 7th. Well, from the 6th to the 7th was basically a full moon with a lunar eclipse. So that's the type of energy you were working with. I don't deal with retrogrades and all of that good stuff. Like, I'm not a person that's like, oh, Jupiter's in retrograde. I deal with the elemental forces of the earth. When the wind blows, I might just take off, or I might stop doing what I'm doing to see what's up with the wind. And, I've been this way since I was a kid. I used to look up and be like the one oddball out of all my friends that's sitting there like, yo, what star is that? Oh, yo, what's that in the sky? What are those lines? I wonder what are they dropping? And we found out they were dropping chemtrails, a friend called me one day and he's like, yo, did you ever take Ritalin as a kid? And I was like, yeah, yeah, I did. Well, I'm pretty sure we all had something to do with some form of medication. My cousin says they were trying to dumb us down at an early age. So it's like, okay, so what are they dumbing us down for? Like, what reason would you have to dumb down a specific group of people, and what makes it so real within the matrix, And, we've all agreed that this is a matrix. This is literally a living, breathing matrix that we live in, we call life. So, and whether you feel like you're Neo and you got absolute power, you still in it. Like, the reason why I always, like, went against the whole matrix thing, because I'd be like, yo, if we in a matrix, how come ain't nobody got out yet? Like, why ain't nobody figured out how to actually get out the matrix? Like, and I don't mean die, I mean like to ascend above reality, the life we know, like this that we live, the reality we live in, what we call life. Like, we know we gotta die one day, and they gotta bury us and go through the ceremonies of, putting rocks on top of the dirt after they put the dirt on us and all that good shit. Or either, you go into the furnace and, you come out ashes. We know we got to go through that process. But has anyone figured out how to actually transcend or step out of the matrix just to be like an observer, a true observer, to be like the level of, when I'm saying, I'm hoping that you're rocking with me, you know? This is why I always went against it's not a matrix. You guys are living in a movie world when you start saying, oh, this is a matrix. Like, you always want to be your favorite characters anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? So, not to just talk about characters, while the internet, or, online, they're starting to talk about how they feel like we live inside an angel, if not a God's mind. Simulation talk with, this is one of my real lives, by the way. You know, this is one of those real. I'm about to rock with you and tell you who I am a little bit. My name is Josh Fuller. I'm from South Carolina in this lifetime. You know, so I don't have a religion because it would only divide me from the truths of life, like, enjoying my life. There's too many restrictions on religion. Brownies, you gotta be disciplined to survive life either way. So, like, your disciplines will get you there. Like, discipline, I'm a disciplined discipline of God, will say that. I feel like all people are high priests when it comes down to it. When you start taking the spiritual journey in life of knowing who you are, you inside, and connecting the you inside to the you outside, like connecting the dots, you know. and you start getting into manifestation or making your life better or making it more suitable, more comfortable for you to live in, and meanwhile, life will just continue lifing. Like, when it gets down to the nitty gritty, I'm just a black man. I don't even know how that goes, but once the sound comes back, it's 412, so the universe is gonna mess with me. Like I said, I'm outside, so the wind is blowing, and when the wind blows, most of the time I pay attention and I stop doing what I'm doing to listen to the wind. I wanted to record music today. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying my situation forbids it, or forbodes it, or forbids it. The situation that I'm in, like I could force the situation to make music. I could force it. Like I can put myself in a situation where I just go into a closet and I cut my phone on to BandLab or Audio Evolution, or pull up, my tablet, or go find a laptop, or I can book a studio session and then just find the time and space for that. But in this moment, my ancestors were speaking to me and they was like, yo, tell these folks what's really going on, whether they believe it or not. It's like, so I myself have been out of my spiritual battle for a minute. Like, I'm above a spiritual battle because I no longer battle with the spirit in me of who I am. Like, I no longer, I've always sought after God. Like, I've looked for God within me, the divinity. Like, I started off just like you, like everyone else down here, born in flesh, looking for answers. Like, especially as a kid growing up, I was like, yo, why isn't my mom here? Or why isn't my dad here? Versus these kids, yo, why is their situation that way? Why are they living like this? Why do they got more money than we got? Or why do we got more money than they got? Can we help this person? Why couldn't this person help us? Level. It's like everybody's always in somebody's business, but ain't nobody ever trying to help you do business. It's like I've always sculpted that. Like, and whenever you go against the system of conventional means, it's like you step and you ask certain questions, the whole thing will just look at you like, oh my God, he's weird. You're weird. So it's like, you got to have a religion down here. If not, you're atheist. You're a non-believer. And it doesn't matter how much you tell people you believe in God. If you don't have an actual religion, you're an atheist. You're a non-believer. You can be like, I follow the path of Christ, the teachings of Christ. I research them and I keep them in my heart, and I'm always searching or looking for ways to make me better or strengthen my relationship with God, the Most High that I serve. Okay, so look, everybody down here serves a purpose. Serving a purpose is like serving God. That's your higher purpose, your higher you. You got to have your purpose. If you don't got a purpose, you probably might not even have a reason for living beyond existence. And to be honest with you, your subconscious ain't even going to allow that. It's going to opt you a purpose, whatever that purpose is. Your purpose can be a number of things. Your purpose could be just waking up in the morning and terrorizing folks, or waking up and doing good things. Your purpose could literally be to wake up and tell a certain person good morning every day just to keep that person motivated. Like, literally. Then there's nothing wrong with that purpose. That's a beautiful purpose. Your purpose is purely motivation. Come on. You wake up in the morning and you see the sunrise. Are you not motivated? I've been weird since I was like a kid. Like, I remember at 3, I brought like some honeybees in a jar to my grandma with holes poked in it to my cousin. I got a whooping for it, but she was like, don't be putting bees in the jar. To this day, I can't even remember what we was doing for me to catch bees. Like, I think I just was leaning down catching them. You was fearless as a child. As you grew up and people started telling you this is wrong or this is bad or this is scary, it became scary. You developed fear within your subconscious. So it's like, if you go against the traditional religion, you're afraid to go against the traditional religion because you've been taught that going against God is wrong. You ever just paid attention to the book of Joshua? Everybody's always Whenever they hear my name, they're like, yo, Joshua, da 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 da. He was a great leader and a giant slayer. Yo, Joshua served in fear. Pay attention to the book of Joshua. He knew that, look, if I don't do the right thing, I'm gonna die. Him and Moses, they served through fear. Like God literally said, look, y'all gonna fear me. I'm gonna show y'all the greatest absolute. Y'all gonna fear me, so you know that you don't go against me, type of shit. That's war gods. That's literally a warmongering person of power who was like, look, if you go against anything I say, I'm gonna kill you. I don't even care. If you pay attention to the true story, he kept wanting to kill the Israelites the whole time. Like every time they complained about everything, he was like, yeah, I should just let y'all die. You just be like, look, at this moment, if you didn't notice a role swap, there were two individuals at play calling themselves God within that book. I noticed that at an early age, like in that specific story, because one person was like, I'm here to save you, Moses, and to keep you safe and to take your people out of poverty and out of whatever. And the Israelites technically didn't care about any of that. And that's when another entity stepped in as well. Once the passages, they was working together, but one entity you could tell was like, man, fuck all of them. F them all. They keep talking junk. All they do is complain. Like we feeding them, we protect. We brought them out of slavery, out of poverty. When to them, they wasn't even in poverty. Let me tell you, most of the Israelites was like, yo, we was eating good in Egypt. What is you talking about? Yeah, this has always been some stuff that you got to get through in life, but we would have got through it. Instead, you brought us out into the desert to die. When Moses went missing, they also did the same thing. They kept badgering Aaron and asking Aaron, where did Moses go? Why he been gone for too long? He been in the mountain for 40 days without us. What is he doing? Has he died? Are you just not telling us he died? Much like how they did Trump just now when everybody thought Donald Trump, it was like Donald Trump must have died because we ain't seen him in a few days. It's the same thing. We spread rumors and all sorts of different stuff. We let our egos take off with us instead of being disciplined enough to stay to. That's the whole point of that book, is to teach discipline to a nation. Like, understand discipline is deep. It's got definition to it because discipline is a singular between life and death. You have to be disciplined enough not to eat the poison plants. You might be hungry as shit, but they're poison. They will kill you. Understand this. Like, you might be thirsty, but you got to be disciplined enough to goddamn do the right stuff. Discipline. Like, discipline will lead you to having a structured faith. Because only in discipline will you goddamn find the time to structure your faith or structure yourself. Because discipline is the difference between picking up that beer and continuing to drink and putting it down and saying, I don't do this no more. You know, paying attention, like keeping your life in check. Like, it's so deep. Like, most of genuine people can't even be themselves because the way the world looks at them and the whole aspect of how we judge each other based on what we've learned. It's like improper discernment as well with the improper teachings of what discipline truly is. Like even myself, I have my own problems because the words that I use, I sling them around like just play toys. Like I just throw words like freaking Lego blocks. Sometimes they don't all the way fit together, and I just be forcing them to fit together. Like anything else in life. Like, look, listen, that oak tree over there. I don't know that that's an oak tree. I'm looking at it and I just wanted it to be an oak tree. I'm gonna be real with you. It could be a sycamore tree or a cedar tree, but I'm pretty sure it's an oak tree because I'm looking at the 5 leaves on it and different things like that. I'm looking at all that. But you know, then you can look over in sweet gum trees. I'm giving you like the thing. Like, look, I didn't know any of this, but you do your research on me, and you one of my friends asked me at 5, bro, what kind of tree is that? Oh, that's a cedar tree. That's a northern pine. Yo, I didn't ever even read about any of this. This is Akashic records. This is God's signature on your soul, on your body, the imprint of the earth, the memory, your ancestors speaking through you, living through you. It's more than just vicarious. It's so deep. You are your ancestors. And in a lot of aspects, you are some ancestors specifically in existence. Their role of reincarnation, which means, technically, you just forgot all of that. You forgot it all. It's like dementia. Like, I'll explain it with that, and people be like, well, how would you forget that this is reincarnation, that you're a reincarnated soul? Because we'll contradict ourselves by saying things like energy can't be destroyed or created, it can only be transferred. And we don't seem to go deep onto that and be like, well, that means any souls that die or perish in the physical form, the soul itself is never destroyed, it's stored away. Now, while it can even be devoured, it can also be regurgitated and released. It would be like, in the events we're all trapped here, via some hollow projector, crystal contraption machine type of technology, where they got the moon and the sun devised to be like, when you die and they put you in the dirt, the soul is released and it's gone back into the cycle to be reborn again, rebirthed into life, be it good or bad, the in-betweens of life. If this is that, then we rocked up anyway. You can't do nothing anyway. Somebody will have to die and go through the whole process of breaking the system down. It would be kind of like equivalent to the movie Infinity and devising a device called the end of all times, and basically saying, I don't want to reincarnate anymore. Why would you want that? It's because you want a concept of immortality that doesn't exist. Even in the golden age, we perished. We might have lived for thousands of years, but we laid down and we went to sleep and we were born again. You get your life together. Like, the whole thing is, you don't want to go through this perpetually, like, on a state to where this is every day. Like, you wake up, you do this every day, the world crumbles beneath your feet, you pretty much fall through space, experiencing every agonizing piece of it. In immortality, you don't really want that. You would rather a good little sleep period, or you wouldn't want to go through all of this raping, pillaging, and plundering of nations. It's like, we can't stop all of the twisted stuff that's in our blood already, the curses of Cain. It's literally what it is. And then we'll sit here and we'll do this. We'll go through these books and we'll say, none of these people were real. None of this was all metaphorical. And this was some people that weren't the people who were the people we're talking about, that just was not real. That don't make no sense. Look, listen, don't get mad at me if I know that the people in the Bible, a good bit of them were actual people. Like, the people who were technically based on, they were actual people. Now, the names might have changed. Like, we're not going to call Neo forever, and Sonic won't be Sonic forever. Super soon later, he's going to become hypersonic. You're not catching my drift, because it's like modern parables. So, and I'm only explaining this to you guys because a family member was like, tell them everything. But I can't tell you everything, because you got to feel everything. It's not like, some things can't be explained. You have to feel it. It's like knowing your heart for it to be a truth. It's got to resonate. If it doesn't resonate, then it's just not your truth. You're not ready for it. You're not ready to accept it or receive it. So it's like, God won't ever put too much on your plate that you cannot handle. I mean, He knows you can actually handle it. Now, we'll go into the whole, well, people, when you start calling God He, or you putting gender specifics onto, like, specifying God and the creator of all, that's only because of psychological programming. That's my programming. That's the world's programming. They've given us this male and feminine and masculine perspective to go off of. So we have to view it from a male or female aspect. Is God a man or a woman? Neither. God is purely an energy in possession of all things. An energy in possession of all things. It's how you get a big bang. It's when that thought comes to a conclusion. Wow, I got an idea. Let's lay the scale out and measure the idea in all of its infinite glory. It's infinite possibilities. Everything that hops out of that womb, and this is where things get really, really confusing. Everything that hops out of that womb in a primordial state is considered enlightened. So look, beings like Barbello and Lilith, or beings like Odin's son, or beings like Son Goku, you know what I'm saying? Beings like, Elegua, beings like Oledumaru, beings, all of these beings of, like, divinity, like beings of extraterrestrial descent, Or in fact terrestrial to creation. It's the levels, the bars, the scales. When they break down, a lot of people will claim that Tiamat was a planet. Some people think that Tiamat was an energy of, salt water energy, or salt water based molecules in space. A lot of scientists will take it and they'll be like, yo, this is space talk. This is, these type of clouds mixing and mingling with this cloud, and one cloud has solid materials in it while another cloud has like not so solid materials in it, and they mix together and sparks start taking off. It's like, mixing oil with alcohol and then throwing some fire into it, or the fire just pops off magic because the oil and the alcohol were two different types, and the chemical reaction between caused an explosion, which was a bang. In that flash, we came into existence. We are the reflection of that thought. It gets technical because we're the thoughts of deities, of gods, of Elohims, of, enlightened figures of existence, things that are way bigger than you, that transcend or descend into planets, into galaxies. And I know I said planets first, but let me re-say it. They descend into galaxies, which, transpiring letter up or down, however you're scaling it, into suns and asteroids and meteors, and then we have planets, and then we have solar systems. You feel me? And then we have, when they say took away in darkness, let's break this down. So she created, she wanted to be like her partner, so she created something, and when she didn't like what she created, she hid it in darkness. What she created was a solar system. Now, that solar system created in realms and likeness to the universe that had already been in existence, because this solar system didn't know itself to be surrounded by a universe at the time. You get what I'm saying? No, you don't, because I'm scaling things to be way larger than you. Now, it breaks down. Is that the entity, that energy that wanted to be, that wanted to exist, had to come into existence and give itself a body. So it broke down the levels from a star system, or from a galaxy to a star system within the galaxy. This is the first place. Now, to a star system that houses a sun with multiple planets orbiting around it, some in the right positions. Now, transcend onto that planet where we give life to bodies on a heavenly body, physical bodies, and a life to exist within. This is where we start saying that this is an actual simulation, because it's simulated down through the levels of thought. Kind of like Osmosis Jones. And you really, most people, if you're too young or too old, you won't catch me on Osmosis Jones. That probably went all the way over your head. Life lessons. Check me out. You know how people say ethereal realms, or nine ether realms, or spiritual realms? That's what I'm talking about. Realms of existence, and realms that exist within realms of existence. Like, I watched, certain movies where people created pocket dimensions. They use nuclear fusion or whatever means, high electric voltage, speed, different things to create pocket dimensions inside or outside or around the structured dimension that we live in, or we exist in, or that everything is known to be existed in. That means at one point in these so-called comic books, or you know inner thoughts of our own childhood, experiences, life trauma, whatever, in our own heads, we were able to create pocket dimensions through our own creations, our paintings, our drawings, our music, ways to take people off of this planet, or take people away from their modern day look at their life, take you away from your long suffering. You find the right song, you might find God. You find yourself through the right song. You feel me? Therein finding God, because finding yourself is where you're gonna find God at. I'm gonna be real with you. So, because God is you, like, just like God is me, like living an experience in life. You know what I'm saying? And right now, the entire internet will actually, if you go online and start scrolling, somebody's going to be posting, or there's going to be an awakened soul post for you to find, and tell you how you are a star child on a journey of existing, and how you should step into your higher self. It's all right. In the algorithm itself, it's like the wind when it blows. It's just the realest thing to you. It's reminding you time is of the essence, and pay attention and listen to the voices of the wind. Like, we watched Pocahontas growing up and Lion King, and I'm pretty sure like every like worldwide, there's a specific group or there are people. I'm gonna have to look it up myself. I'm gonna have to research how many people growing up had the opportunity to actually watch Lion King and how many people had the opportunity to watch Pocahontas and pay attention to the what the hidden messages within those two movies, like especially Lion King. Lion King had so many Easter eggs when it came to life and the circle of life and how everything exists, even with ancestral heritage. Like when Mufasa died and he was basically telling Simba like, I live in you, like I live on within you. Like it's like when somebody passes, they live on within the people they passed on to, like literally. Like, and it's not about like we talk about an inheritance. The true inheritance is the Akashic records in your blood. Like, it's been like, yo, somebody had told me like you're a natural. You're natural at this. And then you go down like through your family tree and you find people that did the same job or had that same type of skill or were able, like, I'm a singer. So there are singers in my family in generations. Like the level of greatness of these singers in my family is like amazing. But the whole point is like, now you see where you get it from. Like in my family, there are farmers. So naturally, I would be able to farm. I would inherit the Akashic record to farm. Like I can draw. My child can draw as well. She wants to be an architect. I remember at one point I wanted to draw buildings. Same thing, architect. It's passing on the energy. You ever watch the movie Lucy? Like you see when she explained the ways of ascension or the ways of existence of how it would be like golden age type of existence or the immortal ones. It's not saying you live forever, but you live an insanely long time. Like if we're here 90 years, right? But this planet's here a billion years. Could you imagine living that full billion-year cycle from start to finish? Like the moment the planet came into existence, you became some spiritual being, and then you became a part of the planet, or you be as the planet is. So you're the planet. You're literally made of whatever the planet is, and you live a life. And your life lasts the entirety of the planet until it's swallowed up by the sun. And even in that, you came from the sun, so technically you're a birth spawn of the sun. So you just go back into the sun until it revamps the process, and you still got to go to sleep. So even in immortal life, nothing is forever. It always like no, none of these planets are forever. Yet they're scaled to be in light years, billions of years, because we don't walk it forever. It's like being like, I might get 90 years out of here, or I might get 80 or 70. Who knows? You might get 90. You might even see 110. But could you imagine walking the entire span of this Earth's existence? It would probably be amazing, and we'd probably view life a little bit different if we actually had a million under our belt, like a billion years under your belt. Your whole perception of life would either be destroy or create. At the end of the day, you're going to be a destroyer or a creator, which means you're going to be trying to create things and possibly destroying things that are not needed in order for you to create, which makes you both, just as bad as the person that's just destroying things, just going through, just, I don't, fuck all of this, I'm tired, destroy it. Boom. Like, that's the negatives and the positives of your existence and what you're capable of if you're allotted growth. And when I say allotted growth, I mean allotted growth is a species. Because when it comes down to it, most of the stuff we're reading is about tribes, different tribes. When they say in reference, of course there were men and women before Adam and Eve, but the story of the King James or the modern, Christianity Bible is about the offspring of the first men and women of existence. But they don't necessarily tell it to you like that because they're preaching you the narrative of one God. So you'll hear a little bit about Abraham and, how Abraham technically came from Adam or whatever. But in all reality, the story is so mixed up and backwards that you don't know if Abraham is one of the original men or not. You're just hearing the story of Adam in the Garden of Eden, not paying attention to the fact that Adam was taken out of the world of man and put into the Garden of Eden for a reason, because Adam was an enlightened man, not just a man, but a man who showed extraordinary potential compared to the modern or that man at that time. Now, I'm not going to say modern, but prehistoric man or primal man, which means primal man or the Homo erectus might have been smart in many ways, cunning, and a survivor, and kind of like took over the world. But the Homo erectus they needed, or the man or the human they needed, had been formed, and that was Adam. Now that's the one they took, and they had to do experiment after experiment on him to get him up to par. That means they had to go through a cycle, which means even the original Adam and Eve that you hear about aren't the first men or aren't the technical first enlightened ones. It was a whole process to get there. You don't get to read about it in most of these Bibles, and when you do catch on to it and you read it in there, you realize that it's mixed in, and you had to really pay attention to catch it. It's crazy. Now look, everybody ain't meant to catch it. It's like the apocryphers. Most people are like, well, what was this at? You actually read these apocryphers in your lifetime. If you grew up in a Catholic or like even a Baptist church, some of those books behind the seats had the entire apocryphers in them, even the actual book of Enoch within these Bibles. So I'm like, how you missed it, you just wasn't paying attention. I slept in church too, don't get me wrong, but every now and then I did pick up a book and start reading it with my little 5-year-old self. Like, Mama, what is this? Did I go to the wrong page? I think I'm on the wrong page. They talking about something else. It said God fought another God and he laid him down and he put his arms off. Well, who is this God, Mama? Don't worry about all that. And then the pastor tries to goddamn talk about it, and now they don't mention any other gods in the Bible. Yes, they do. They mention plenty of gods. I don't know how you just don't want to accept it. The fact that the word Elohim itself is plural, and we keep trying to just look around it, like, let me just keep scooping around this. This is just gonna be my single God. If I scoop around it enough, it'll just mean one. Y'all are crazy, bro. Get your life together. Like, stop it. Stop. I'm talking to like all of the people that's just super pastors and preachers that know this is malarkey. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Because it's only making things worse. Sooner or later it's gonna be like a kid that knows the truth, but you keep lying to him and he keep waiting for you to tell him the truth. And if you don't tell him the truth, eventually he gonna smack the shit out you. It's just, stop lying to me. The freak is wrong with you? Been lying to me my whole life. Look, it's cool if y'all just want to take it to the grave. Y'all want to take the lie to the grave. There's nothing wrong with taking that to the grave. Like people, like you take it to the grave. Just take it to the grave. Take it to the grave. You know what I'm saying? But look, listen. We can still be mad at your ass while we forgive you after the grave, after you already died. We still gonna be like, damn, that's messed up that you lied to me the whole way. You just refused. Like, your pride kept you from giving me the truth, and that's terrible. And you could have told me the truth, and we could have worked past this. Like, we could have really figured it out. Well, if this ain't true, then what really happened? And then you could have told me everything you knew, and then I could have made my own choice from that. And the love is still real. It's still real, but I'm just saying, damn, y'all gonna keep doing us like that? Like, I'm talking to the older, like the elders. Y'all gonna, like, we got people like, Mr. White going crazy, and all he keeps talking about is how niggas is dumb and niggas is stupid, and we mad about this and we mad about that. And I'm like, yo, I don't think we mad about nothing. I think folks just want clarity. Like, that's all. Even when it comes to slavery in America and racism, we just really want clarity. But a lot of this is real. A lot of us are still stupid. I say we because I'm you and you are me, and every now and then I think stupid thoughts, like very stupid thoughts. I just want to slap the shit out of people, and specifically just not any specific race, just stupid people that I feel like are dumber than me, like that don't get it, or people that get it but don't want to accept it. But then I just turn the other cheek on myself, and then I say, God bless the world. I love you all. That's what I say. you know because at the end of the day, it's like based on, it's up to you. Like, it's all up to you what you believe in, what you decide to fight about, because you got to live for something, die for something, because if not, you just doing it for nothing. You got to live and die for something. Like, most people will be like, I do this for my family. If it was me, left up to me, yeah, I do this for my family. I do this for a legacy. People are like, why do you post like this? I post in hopes of getting a check like anybody else that would post. Like, yeah, I do post because I don't want to sit here and talk to myself about this all day. And a lot of times, since we have this, and the universe be like, look, don't, don't, don't. not utilize my platform that I've given you to tell the truth on. You can do this like in safety and ain't got to worry about a mob coming up on you talking about blasphemy. Da-da-da. I mean, there was this one time where I had, a couple people call me an atheist, but I was, whatever, dog. Shit, you lost. Especially if you like a person that you did, but don't tell, I'm the wrong person to tell you just found God. I've just accepted Christ in my life. What? Boy, you don't say that to me. Boy, you just said, what? I'm the wrong person to say God is coming back. Well, where did he go? I what? I I'm gonna be honest, bro. I done almost died a couple times. I thought it was God that saved my life. You telling me that's somebody else in general? Shit, who have I been giving praise to then? Y'all, boy, stop it. You stop that. I'm gonna throw some holy wind on you. Holy wind. Get it off of them. Get that goddamn fuckery off of them. But y'all crazy. Like, and then you got the nerve to want to judge me. I don't judge anything you're doing. I just want you to shop at my website and stream my music. I sing. I just want the world to love themselves and step into their higher vibration. I want you to do that with me. I'm high. You don't know, when you step into just by you coming to view my stuff, you've already stepped up your vibration. Like, that's just because of who I am. Like, look, listen, guaranteed off of this, my energy is this type of energy. It's a blessed energy. That means even if I don't get the blessing, whoever's around me to receive it will receive that blessing. Like, I've had times where I've done like my personal money chance and realizing, knowing that I am this person next to me, and that person next to me is me. They're literally reflection. If I don't hold the energy the right way, the blessing will fall on either or of the person. And if you want what you want with intention, and you know what you want with your intention, and it's all good, it's good intention because of what I manifest, you're gonna get it. You're blessed up right now. Like, that's why I be like, I don't understand it. Like, I understand me pulling away from people because I understand certain people will suck your energy away. Like, they'll drain your energy without knowing it. Some people just have an absorbing ability, and we all are those some people. Like, you ever just felt down for like a moment, and then you went around a certain person, or a certain person came into your gravitational field and it changed all of your energy, like good or bad, just like that. Like, it changed your energy. Like, you ever just been so far down, and a family member or a friend from wherever comes into your life, and next thing you know, you happy, like you were incapable of being down. And then you ever been so far up that a person comes into your life, and now you can't explain it. They didn't do shit. They said, hey, what's up to you? And after they walked past you, you just went down. You was like, yo, my energy just, that person might be one of those people that just, without knowing it, drains energy. Like, I had to meditate to get to the level that I'm on. I've been meditating since I was like 8. Like, I watched freaking Star Wars and my life changed. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I was used to watch those kung fu movies, and for some reason it all resonated with me on levels to where I used to just sit in the living room, sometimes sit outside, I'll meditate. I'll be looking weird, just meditating, just really trying to like become the avatar or whatever. I don't know what I was on. Like, five 5 to 10, I was weird. I'm gonna be honest. From 5 to 10, I was super weird. I was weird enough to have my friends stargazing with me, like looking up. I'm telling them, yo, we are probably from some other planet. Our energy got trapped in this planet cycle somehow, and these dumbasses believe in me. Like, cause it's all real. Like, it's real. Like, you don't understand. Some of us are literal aliens trapped in the body. Some of us are divine beings and not necessarily trapped in the body. You chose this shit. You chose to experience creation. You chose to experience an evolution of your soul. This is you evolving your soul. You chose to forget. You chose to forget that you was in a cycle. You didn't know that there was gonna be deceit within this on so many different levels to where you won't understand it even if you try. You could read the books and you're gonna pay attention and be like, yo, who was at war with who for what? You ever watch the movie Jupiter Ascending? Yo, go watch Men in Black first, and then go watch Jupiter Ascending. Two different levels, but Jupiter Ascending put the perspective that I'm trying to give to you right there. It's not exactly what I'm talking about, but it's exactly what I'm talking about. Watch the movie Jupiter Ascending. Then you guys come back, rock with Josie, stream my music once you realize, like, damn, this nigga Josie on one. Go stream my music. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to get some money, and I just like everybody else. And and that's all I'm really asking y'all to do. Well, say shop at my website to show super support. I'll put the link in the description of this video after I've hit the button. But I'm not really done right now. That was just my drop, So the universe wants me to keep going because the ancestral planes reside on each nation. Like in a lot of times, a lot of cases, in every case, we carry our ancestors with us throughout time. Not even just, it transcends time. The ancestral heritage or the heritage, the way we do religion, the way we do teach, the way we learn transcends time. It transcends time through the bloodlines, and it's mixed in right now. Like if you took ancestry.com, you're gonna be like, damn, I got European in me, I got Indian in me, I got, and most people, they're afraid to take it because, and don't get me wrong, we got AI and we got quantum physics. So I'm gonna say it like this. I don't have faith in it, but I know that it's not lying. Like I don't put my faith in machines or anything that man makes, but I know the facts behind the proof. It's not lying. Like it's gonna tell you who you're related to. You go to ancestry.com. Anybody else that takes the test is gonna prompt them in on a list. And I'm gonna be honest, if they, let's just say, like, I might not take the test, but I mean, let's say I take the test, but my mom doesn't take the test. But my grandma takes the test. My mom don't even got to take the test no more. Especially if she's my grandma's child, because it's gonna bring her up as my mom's daughter. Is my grandma? It's gonna bring her up as my grandmother's daughter, and then it's gonna connect the dots and be like, that's your mom. And then boom, 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 it's gonna break down with that. Now the rest of it is like, yo, who takes it ties in. Who wants to actually know? It's like, look, bro, if you don't pay attention to that book and realize you're just as capable, and it even answers certain questions for you, you don't have to ask the dumb question, well, who was God talking to me when he was, behold, the man has become like one of us in Genesis? Well, I just told you, God is Enlil, and I mean, in this scenario, in the Eden, each time you hear about the Eden, the Garden of Eden, it's always Anki and Enlil. It's not going to be anybody else. Now, when you get into Tiamat, you're going to start learning about the Nomo and, Sirius and the Palladians and the Draconians, because that's the origin story. And guess what? When you hear or you read about the Anunnaki or you get into all of that, it's our origin story. Like the story of Tiamat, the story of Enki, the story of Anu and Osiris. It's our origin story. All of that is in the Bible. Like you just don't precede it because no one's telling you that that's what this is. The spirit of the Lord hovering over the face of the deep. This is a spaceship. This is literally not even this is telling you Anki came. When he came, he hovered over the space of the deep because he didn't come ill prepared. He didn't crash. Now the first to descend down here, Alalu actually crashed onto the planet. You're not paying attention to me. I like that because part of me wants you to stay asleep while the other part of me wants you to be just as up with me. I'm so high, I talk to God and touch birds at the same time. You dig what I'm saying? Like, look, man, it's all in you. The truest answers you're going to ever find to this are in you. But if you don't meditate or pray right, and guess what? The only way to talk to God is to meditate. Because only in your meditation, when you pray, you just asking for shit. Like in meditation, you'll learn to give gratitude. You'll go from wondering and asking questions to finally saying thank you. You'll go from wondering and asking questions to finally saying thank you, you know? And that's really where you want to be at in life, giving thanks. Because it's beautiful. It's too beautiful to just sit here and grudgingly regret life itself. Like, but you can do nothing and this will still be beautiful. Like you could just look at leaves fall and understand that life is beautiful. You're blessed to be able to watch that leaf fall. Like, cause what is it to not exist? You don't really want to know the answer to that. You just don't. Cause you already know the answer to that. And that's why this all exists. So you don't have to worry about that. That's one thing you don't have to ponder. And when your mind ponders it, like, what is it not to exist? You start wondering other shit. Shit, what is it to be loved? You know what I'm saying? What is it to be with somebody? What is it to be rich? What is it to be successful? Like, what is it like to float? What is it like to fly? Like, mark my words. You ever watch these anime where they're like reincarnated life second chance? And like they're like You know, the ones where it gets real, like they lived a regular life where there was no magic, and then something happens, the kid gets hit by a bus trying to protect the girl. They always make these animes like epic. Like, or sometimes the dude ain't do nothing. He was just a nerd and just so happened to just die with the rest of his class, and they all got reborn into another world, and now he's like this OP super demon lord or angelic figure and saving everybody in the anime. Like, hope for that. Like, I remember one time, me and my friends was like in the car. This nigga, one of my bros was like, "Yo, when he died, he hope he reincarnate in Pokemon World." And I was like, gotta catch 'em all. That shit would not be a bad one to reincarnate in. I just imagine being reincarnated as Ash Ketchum or somebody like that. For God forbid your ass get reincarnated as a Pokemon. Oh shit. That whole Pokemon reincarnation would be stupid, lit. But you gonna have to be a human, like just to be like, I don't want to reincarnate and be like a Pikachu. That shit would be lame. I'll be mad. I'ma shock this shit out of everybody, cause I'm a Pikachu. Like, no, this ain't that. Why did you turn me? And somewhere in this world, it's somebody that would love that. They be like, I'd love to be a Pikachu. I'm just gonna shock people. The fuck wrong with you? Get your life together. Y'all are crazy. Like me. I'm trying to be a Pokemon master, bro. I'm trying to catch them all. But man, this shit just went somewhere way over y'all heads. Look, listen. I want you to know you're amazing. If you don't know that you're amazing and that you top notch, that you are a mistake that God meant to make. We'll say it like that, because my mind wanted to tell me, it just said, yo, tell them that they're a mistake that God meant to make. You're a purpose. You're a purpose. You are a purpose that God made intentionally. So look, listen, like I said early on in my videos, you come to my channel, vibe out with me, your life blessed up already. Stay blessed up. Look, put good energy out here no matter what. No matter what you got going on, put some good energy out here. Do something good. Random acts of kindness. Like, it's all fun and games in life, and it's too short. It's too short. Reach out to a person. Make some friends. Love them people. Stop hating people. Stop hating people because you love them. Like, stop being mad at a person for being awesome. Like, you know that whatever they doing just made you feel some type of way. You know what it was? The fact that they did something cool pissed you off that you wasn't the person to do it first. Stop hating on people for being great and just continue to be great with your life because you're already amazing. Like, I just wanted to confirm that, you know. Do your thing, folks. I love y'all, man. Keep elevating. I'm still waiting on my flying car. I tried to make some shit float and almost blew up a house. Let's not talk about it. Not this house. It was in Atlanta. They kicked me out for it. Let's. Did you try to set my house on fire? Not on purpose, nigga. To be honest, I can't tell you what I was doing. But, you know what I'm saying? I made that shit float. What? Nigga, you gotta go. That's how that conversation went. It was real. Like, I was like, damn. I can't believe it floated. But after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave this to people that's in the position to do this. Like, somebody that's probably the, you know, even if, you know, I can do it, doesn't mean I should until I got like a laboratory to do the shit in. And, you know, I get my Dexter's laboratory, bro. I'll be in it mixing chemicals like the chemist. I'm about to make copper float, and I'm gonna get this anti-gravity thing going, and then I'm gonna have the cars just flying. Jetsons, mother. Look, listen, high tech, free energy doesn't mean free energy. It just means energy that is harnessed from a source that seems to be free, which means we didn't have to go through extra shit to create it. It means it's just around us, and we figured out how to harness it. Now, look, figure out how to harness it, then we're gonna figure out how to charge folks for it. Get you some money.